Hello, kids. Captain Jeff here, and we're in the lobby of the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel in Coriopolis. I believe that's where we are now. And we were at, you may have seen one of the earlier videos. We were at Permane Brothers, and then we went over to Atlantic Aviation to pick up Stephen Ivy in his Mooney, and came back here to the hotel, and now we're kind of just hanging out in the lobby. And let me take this camera here and kind of do a little pan around. And there is Eric. What's your last name, Eric? Rideback. Oh, the town's name for you?
I'm Ryback from Rhinebeck.
Okay. You can see why I'm confused. Okay. I'm pretty much that way all the time, though.
I lived there for a year before I realized. I lived there for a year before I realized that my name was so similar to the town I'd moved to. I'm very slow.
Me too. And there's Stephen. Stephen Ivy. Sorry, trying to get the tilt right on the camera. So,
well, in case you didn't notice, everybody, Nick's not here. I didn't leave him in Atlanta, but kind of unfortunate I didn't get to bring him. It was a long flight up here, really quiet, not a lot of chatter on ATC, but it was a good flight up here. Didn't run into any weather, so avoid all that nasty stuff that's coming in tomorrow. But I'd like to thank Micah for coming to pick me up along with everybody, so really appreciate that.
It's your main man, Micah, and Stephen. I wasn't going to pick you up, but Jeff made me.
He kept saying he can walk. It's not that far.
I said, he doesn't even know how to build an airplane that tails on backwards. Come on. Hi, everyone. Just drove in with my Krepluck brother, who you just met, Eric, across the way from me. Drove in from Rhinebeck, New York. It was a 7-hour drive. It was absolutely incredible. By the way, that doesn't count the 4 hours yesterday from Portland to Rhinebeck. But it was a great drive, a lot of fun. The Krepluck Brothers on the road. If you're following us at Krepluck Brothers on Twitter, and Brothers is BROS, is it not? Yeah. And Krepluck is Kreplach. I figured you would know that. That's what Captain Nick would call Klingon food, Kreplach. You got to pronounce it that way too. But what was interesting is that Jeff came all the way from the Atlanta. We were already in the northeast of New York, but Jeff got here about an hour ahead of us. So he's fast, boys and girls. He's really fast.
well, don't hand the mic to me now. I'm trying to tweet this out. And
I just got a text, I think. Was that me or was that you? Oh, guess who just sent me a text message? No, it was Captain Richard Bell, who I think we're going to see tomorrow. Hey, he's watching a live stream. He's so sorry. He needs to be here. And that's what, and yes. Yeah, and Rick, yes, you do need to be here. Gosh darn it. But get your paper done first, because there are other things that are important, and I can't wait to hear about what you're writing it for and what's going to happen after you get it done. So this is just the beginning of, 5 nights we're going to be here? I hope I can live through it. This is like going back to college days. There's a case of beer on the floor over there in case you haven't seen it yet. There's a 4-pack over here, not to mention the full ones. And I'm sorry, I may be the only one here, but I don't drink and televise. So I just don't do that. So I suppose I'm going to vamp. I am going to vamp. Vamp until ready. And there's another text message, probably from Richard Bell again. Oh, Rick says beer. Yeah, it's going to be one of those weekends. So tomorrow, who's coming tomorrow? We have Captain Nick coming in, hopefully. He was supposed to have a ride, but for some reason or other, his ride from Atlanta got canceled. How did that happen, Mr. Ivy?
Well, I was at work, and I took my lunch break, and I was looking at the Twitter feed, and Captain Jeff and a couple other people have made a comment about the weather tomorrow, and I took a look at it, and I just decided it probably wasn't best to try and fly up here tomorrow evening. I tell Nick, I was like, we can try and make it. I just can't guarantee you we're going to end up in Pittsburgh. So we very well could have ended up in, I don't know, what's a good town between here and Atlanta? Roanoke, Virginia. Roanoke, Virginia is a nice town. We could have went there, but that doesn't really get us to where we need to be. But hopefully I'll make it up to Nick at some point. So
Also coming in tomorrow will be Carlos Stebbings from the Plain Talking UK podcast, and guess who else is coming? Unfortunately, not flying with Carlos, flying by himself, I believe, for the first time in his life. Also, flying across the Atlantic Ocean, across that great big pond for the first time in his life, and arriving in America, having never been here before, is Mr. Matt Smith. Yes, Big Matt is coming. And Matt, I don't know if you're watching this. You might already be awake, because what time is it over there? It should be around 2 in the morning. Yeah, getting on 2, 3 in the morning. You might be awake. Don't be nervous. You're going to have a great time. You're flying with United, and you're flying in United comfort of premium economy with up to 5 extra inches of leg room. It doesn't say anything about the headroom. Could be a quarter inch, but it's up to 5 extra, guaranteed not to be more than 5 extra inches of legroom. You're going to have a great time. You're flying on a 757, one of your co-hosts' very, very favorite aircraft, and it's going to be great, and I can't wait to hear about it. You should be getting in, if things are on time, around 1:30, and about an hour after you comes in Carlos. Carlos Stebbings will be flying in via Canada on Air Canada. He's coming from Toronto and then flying down here. Also coming from Toronto, but not by air, taking ground transportation. Riding with the lovely Liz Piper will be Neville Bounds. They're already together. Neville flew over the pond today and is in Toronto right now, and is going to be driving down with Liz with a stop at Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls! Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch. And if any of you watch the Three Stooges or Abbott and Costello, you know what we're talking about. And if you don't, look it up and follow it on YouTube. That was my Krepluk brother, Eric, and I. We used to co-host a radio show together, and obviously we still could. Now, coming back to Captain Jeff, are you ready for the microphone?
Just seeing, taking a panorama of the lobby area here and seeing if people are staring at us after you guys were yelling over here. Both Stephen and I were going, oh no, what's going on?
Well, it only makes sense that we would know that and date back to Abbott and Costello or the Three Stooges and know all their routines, because on the way here, I'm probably the only person in the world that has the complete soundtrack of all the music that was ever played in the Our Gang Little Rascals cartoons. And we listened to that for about an hour and a half driving, and it was just really a lot of fun. So where are you pointing that thing, my friend? This is a family show, as Matt would say, family show.
I'm sorry, Stephen, I didn't know you were looking for this. Something to use to help you out. Well,
truth be told, I really wasn't planning on leaving the day. I left my koozies, my bottle openers, and I left one other thing. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out about the time I need it.
You left your jacuzzi?
Yeah, it's one of those inflatable ones. You know, it could have fit in the back of the plane. Throw it out.
The Moody jacuzzi?
The Moody jacuzzi. Yes.
Now, jacuzzis have jets, so if you had them, you would have had a jet.
He's got a point. The man's got a point.
Yeah, you don't know what to do. Hand the microphone back to me because you can't shut me up. Oh, here comes my former co-host and Krepluk brother, Mr. Ryback.
So I'm the member of the group who knows little about aviation, but I think I'm going to know a lot more after this weekend, and I'm excited. I wanted to talk more about food because we keep talking about Primanti Brothers, and maybe a lot of folks don't know what that is. It's a Pittsburgh institution, a place that some of us have wanted to eat at for decades. And tonight was the night, thanks to Jeff leading us there. And their specialty is sandwiches that have on the sandwich French fries, coleslaw, tomatoes, and provolone. It sounds like a bizarre combination. And I know Micah, are attracted to bizarre food combinations.
Why do you think I'm here? Not the bizarre food combinations, bizarre combinations in general.
Bizarre combinations in general. And I have to say, the reason they're a success is because it works. It was fantastic. And I look forward to going back.
So would you explain to the folks exactly how it is that they actually assemble the sandwich? You've seen the video, right?
Basically, they pile it on and then they squish it. They just cram it. and that's way all the flavors meld together. It was wonderful.
Do you know the history of why that sandwich was invented?
No, I'll pass it on.
We went, Primanti Brothers has a number of different restaurants, but the original one is on the Strip. The Strip in Pittsburgh is, it sounds like it would be a bad place, but it's not. It's where all the trucks used to come in and deliver all the food. Everything would come into Pittsburgh, would come in through the Strip. And Primanti Brothers was an institution that started there. A trucker came in once and was in a big rush, and he ordered a whole meal. He ordered his roast beef, he ordered his coleslaw, the sandwich, everything, rather the coleslaw, the french fries, and everything, and he did not have time to eat it. And what he said was, just put it all together on the bread. And he did, and that's how Primanti Brothers came about. And we're still live, and Jeff is leaving, and I'm still ready to vamp. Eric, can you take it away for a little bit like you used to? Like when I didn't know what to do, I would be able to throw it over to you sometime between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Well, we could talk about other great sandwiches. For instance, if you're ever in Los Angeles, near Union Station, and now I'm going to space out on the name of the place. It's Philippe's the Original. Philippe's the Original is where, according to their claim, the French dip sandwich was invented when somebody accidentally dropped a roast beef sandwich into the juice, into the au jus, and ate it and said, "This is really good." Which is not only beef, but also lamb. It's really good. And let's see, what other great sandwiches? Yeah.
And we were talking about people coming in tomorrow. Two other people that are coming in will be Captain Al and beautiful Barbara Parrish. And they're coming in through Philadelphia. Now, when I think of Philadelphia, I think of something very special. When you think of Philadelphia, what do you think of, Mr. Ryback?
Cheese and steak together.
Which a cheesesteak, which was developed by Pat, the king of steaks. And I want to tell, if Barbara, I know, had to get up at leave at 3:15 to be at Heathrow on time for her flight. So if you're listening, not only should you pick up a pretzel, another thing famous in Philadelphia, but if they have a cheesesteak stand at the Philadelphia airport, stop and get one. If you don't want one, it's okay. Stop and get one and give it to Captain Al, because I know he will want one.
You know, last time I was at that airport, there's a pretzel stand, and they sell them in like connected like half dozens. I would love a connected half dozen of Philadelphia pretzels. Just saying.
So if you know anybody coming through the Philadelphia airport and happens to see a connected half dozen of pretzels, pick up a half dozen or so, and we will make sure that you're taken care of one way or another. Another great sandwich, and I don't want to be too frank, it would be the Nathan's hot dog. Anybody who's paying attention got that joke? Anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about? There we go. I follow Nathan's on Twitter, and they've tweeted back when I've told them that they've been too frank. And the camera is still pointing at me. Can we point it someplace else?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Yes, Barbara Parrish will be very happy to know that all the Thunderbirds, everybody, all 90 rooms are staying at the same hotel that she's staying at. They must have heard she was going to be there, I'm guessing. Now, Captain Al will be there to keep them all in line, I'm sure, so there won't be a problem because he's staying over there too. What's that?
Captain Al's looking forward to it.
Yeah, Captain Al's looking forward to it too. At least he'll have some drinking companions.
Thank you, sir.
As we readjust.
It's like the Merv Griffin sandwich.
You know, some decades ago, I paid good money for a degree in television. And I gave up on television and chose radio because television was just way too complicated and time consuming. And it turns out it's not.
Look, we're on TV. Hi, Mom. So is Jack Hanna coming with The Wonderful World of Animals?
Yeah, I think so. Our next guest.
Don't let that ferret bite you.
No, we put it right here.
Now, don't.
You know what this is reminding me of?
What's that?
A certain episode of Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of, too. No, where the cameras?
No, I'm looking for the back set for the Merv Griffin show.
Was it Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas that used to sing A Lovely Bunch of Coconuts?
That was Merv Griffin. That was Merv Griffin's big hit long before he had a TV show. Shall we sing it now?
I don't know the words to that.
I
know the tune, though.
only know that I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. That's all I know.
Look at them all standing in a row.
Very-
Big one, small one, some as big as your head. And that's as far as I know. But look up Merv Griffin, Lovely Bunch of Coconuts on YouTube. You're bound to find it. And he would do it in what he thought was an Australian accent, but I don't think it worked. I really hope nobody's watching this.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, 18 viewers.
All right.
See what they say.
Yeah, and by the way, I have not had anything to drink tonight, so. Are we all set? Are we all in? Are we all in?
Yeah,
All right. Thanks, guys. Got to go.
Wow.
Who's in the chat room? I see Hillel. I feel like I'm Miss Joan on Romper Room holding up the magic mirror. I see Hillel. I see, Matthew Bunting Frame is there. Hello, Matthew. Brian. Rebecca Saylor. Hello. Oh, Jen's there. Jen, when are you coming in? Are you coming in on Thursday or Friday? I don't remember. And Stan. Who is the fourth person? You mean my friend Eric? That's my Krepluk brother, Jen.
60 of us here Saturday night.
Oh, there's going to be more than 60. The room only holds 60.
Oh, it only holds 60. Yeah, there could be a lot more. And there was a line of just 6 people at the bar. That's not, get your order in now. That's not good. Fast. That is not good. Unfortunately, they won't let us do anything outside of the room. So eat before you come to the thing.
Eat before you come to the event on Saturday night. That's our advice. Why is it frozen? I don't know. Well, looks like are we still on? Let's do something. I'll switch to the camera here. FaceTime camera. And there we go. All right. Okay. should be back. I don't know what happened there. Yes,
Okay.
we were all frozen for a second there. So
Thank you.
good. So our first guest tonight is all the way from. Let's go to a commercial break. No, let's see. So, yeah, not a lot of room in the event space, and the little restaurant that they have here is not high capacity. So we're thinking might be a good idea to eat between the air show and coming here Saturday night.
The air show is over. The air show is over at 4 p.m. It only runs till 4, which is too bad because I'd like to have a night show. But our event starts at 7. So there's okay. The air show's over at 4. Our event starts at 7. So there's 3 hours to get something to eat and get over to the courtyard for the big meetup. And you know, if you weren't in Farnborough last year, and most will be coming here, have not been, it's a really fun event. It was really very moving and a lot of fun and lots of laughter. And we'll probably, I hope, to do the same format. I hope we have a wireless mic, and if not, at least a long enough mic so that we can have the host with the most, Mr. Stebbings, out there in the screen, out there in the audience, and hopefully taking questions. That's the basic plan, isn't it? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Questions from the audience. See what we can come up with live.
Actually, no, it's going to be a lot of people said they really liked the fact that that last APG that we did when I just did it solo. So that's what my plan is. I'm just going to have one mic and just a bunch of people sitting there listening to me.
I got another idea. What if instead of the audience asking questions up to the front of the room, what if we didn't take any questions and we just ask them questions?
Oh, I like that.
Huh? How's that? You know, we'll just ask the audience
Mix
questions.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that would change things. Oh, by the way, for those of you who were wondering, the answer to the trivia question is Gregor Mendel.
Awesome. Very good.
Who had that?
Who had that answer to the trivia question?
Doesn't look like anybody did.
No. Huh, that's a shame. I thought it was actually pretty easy.
Yeah, the prize will just have to go after the for the next question that comes up. So.
Yeah, I've seen Rick Bell, and trust me, you don't want to see him.
Jen, I see that you're worried about everybody fitting into that room for the show. We're a very, very close group, and we're only going to get closer.
We do have the courtyard at the Courtyard Marriott outside where you can go as well. It looks really nice outside. They got a fire pit out there too, don't they? It's supposed to be like 45 tonight, Jeff. And I brought shorts. Is it?
Well, on Saturday night, the 13th, Saturday is going to be cloudy with spotty showers. Temperature is 62 degrees and 62%. 62% what? 62% chance of precipitation. Saturday night, the temperature is going to be a lovely, balmy 46 to 43 degrees. Oh, and a soaking rain.
Nice. I'm just thinking about getting my mixer and we can all have a microphone.
You want to try to do that?
We can do that if you want.
Should we do that? Should Jeff get his mixer and we all get a microphone and see if we can all talk at once rather than pass this around? What do you guys say?
Did you bring a mic? See, you have a mic.
I have a mic.
I have two. Did you bring your mic, Eric?
I did not, but you know,
Or Eric, did you bring your Eric mic?
really, 3 mics will suit this group just fine.
Is there how many people are left in the chat room? There may not be anybody there. It's not moving. Oh,
Oh, Rebecca likes that idea very much. Get in your cage. Good idea. David Abbey says.
Yeah, Jeffrey Galloway, we wish you were here too.
Nice contribution to the coffee. David Abbey made a nice contribution to the coffee fund. Actually, the beer slash APG room fund, but we're gonna use it for beer, David. Thanks to you. Thank you. We appreciate that.
So we're getting mics.
Jen, you're not feeling well. I hope you'll feel better before you come over here.
I really can't say, Jen. I've never felt you, although Hillel did for me. So can you tell me, Hillel?
Yeah. I love that song, Jeff. Jeffrey Galloway.
Oh, I thought you were reaching for it.
Let me think about it. I have. Yeah. I'll go get the mixer, my other microphone, and
I'll go get my mic.
get your mic. So these two guys are going to have to entertain me.
Oh my God.
Well,
So, where'd you grow up?
So I grew up west of Atlanta in Georgia. Been there about my whole life. And then I lived in Virginia, D.C. area for a little bit. Then I went to middle of nowhere, Indiana, also known as Evansville, Indiana. And then
Was that for school?
no, I went out there and took a job out there as a contractor doing project controls work at a power plant out there. And then I actually came back to Georgia doing the same thing and worked over here at a plant for a couple of months, and then went to Alabama, did the same thing, and then finally came back. So I've done a lot of moving around for job advancement and everything, but it's been interesting living in different states and everything. You get to learn different stuff and find out new laws you didn't know existed. You know, this was one of those things. But and the most important thing I've come to realize in every state you go to is where to find the beer. I mean, it's like tonight we went to go purchase alcohol, and it was we about went down a dark alley to go get it, I believe. But you know, anyway, so you are from Maine. Been there your whole life?
No, I actually grew up in the Bronx, New York, and I moved to Maine in my 20s, and raised a daughter there. And then after her mother and I broken up, I met the woman who become my second wife, and she was moving to Virginia. So I moved to Charlottesville, Central Virginia. We lived there for 10 years. And then for the one move I've made for a job, moved to Denver for 5 years. And then I was part of the great rush of downsizing in 2009. And we had decided to move to the Hudson Valley of New York because we like it there. And we're not retired, but we have our own business now because I can't depend on anybody else to pay me money. Yeah. So we could live wherever we wanted. So we chose, despite the very high taxation in New York State, to live there.
What is the tax rate for New York State? Because down in Atlanta, we've had about 3 million people move from the Northeast down there.
Well, the biggest piece of it is real estate taxes are really high. We're renters right now, but of course, even so, we are paying real estate taxes. We just don't see what it is because obviously we're covering our landlord's cost. But we are looking for a house now, and kind of like going, because the house prices look, reasonable, and then you see what the taxes are. And there's also, an income tax, which isn't horribly high for states that have income tax, but it's still there. And sales tax is pretty high. It, depending on where you live in the state, it's typically 8 to 8.5%. So all of that is it's pretty high, and that's why a lot of people who hit retirement age leave, and they move, a lot of them down south. And of course, the other reason people move south is they want a warmer climate. But I'm perverse. I actually, I wouldn't mind being a little warmer, but Virginia was too sultry for me. I don't do well in the humid heat. So yeah. So
I think I heard you say earlier that you haven't really been into aviation, and then you've come to an air show with Micah and a bunch of other aviation geeks. So, what's something that you want to try and learn this weekend from being around everybody, or just general knowledge picking up?
Well, I'm not the kind of person who is like super into equipment, no matter what the interest is in terms of learning, model numbers and so on. But I think first of all, I love noise and movement and the excitement of that. So that's a lot of what I'm looking for. It's just to the visceral excitement of what we're going to see. But I think I do want to learn a little bit about why, and I know this sounds dumb to you folks since I don't know anything, but like, why is the plane shaped that way? Why is your tail backwards? Why are the wings? I want to understand something about the suitability for its purpose, whether it's a fighter or a cargo plane or whatever. How those design things happen.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about mine. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about the tail being backwards, other than it eliminates having to have a trim on the actual elevator. So most planes that you'll see, general aviation, Pipers, Cessnas, they'll have a trim tab on their elevators. Mine doesn't. Just note, everybody, Micah is sober. Just note that.
I am.
But anyway, so the whole tail on mine controls the pitch and the trim out my airplane, so I don't have the trim tab and all that. Also, my airplane is one of the few general aviation airplanes that has a full tubular roll cage built around the cabin. So if I was to crash, I have a little bit better chance of survival because I've got a full roll cage around mine. But also, my particular airplane, it's a C model Mooney. So if you go online, look, you'll actually see most C models, the cowling around the prop has a huge hole around it. Mine doesn't. Mine's got some speed mods. So I have a C model Mooney, but it looks like a J model. So that's a little bit different. And all that does, it gives me about 15 knots more speed than a regular C model does. So stuff like that. But I know when you go look at some of these military aircraft, you're going to go, well, this one looks totally different than the other one. And I wish I knew more about them too. So maybe we can learn some stuff this weekend. I know they're going to have a B-52 Strato Fortress here. So if you've never seen one of those, they're quite large and very inefficient because, well, they have 8 engines from the 1960s. So it's just it's a big smokestack that when it takes off, kind of like the Mad Dog when it takes off. But aren't they the same engines, the B-52 and the MD-88? It's the same. Oh, they're probably JT1s. Yeah, but so we're gonna sign off real quick to plug in the mixer. Okay, so we'll still have the video, but no audio. We're gonna get everybody plugged in so we have a mic and. Okay, so you'll still hear some conversation going on while we're getting everything adjusted. Talk to y'all in a bit.
And that'll be.
This is a reasonable quality condenser. It's cheap, but not bad. And it takes phantom power. I don't have a stand for it, so
Just have to hold it like this. We'll plug that into that.
I'm gonna go get some.
Okay.
I'll be right back. You'll be right back.
Oh, it's soda. Ooh, that actually good.
You want one?
No, I'm good.
You're drinking good stuff. Yeah, I try to stay caffeine free and sugar free if I can.
You know, I tried that too, and it seems to be a losing battle.
Oh, come on, is this a bad XLR cable? Tell me it's a bad one. Oh, here we go. Is that wrong?
No, just a little bit different setup than I'm used to.
Try the other XLR.
Can you guys still hear us?
Y'all still hear us? There's something behind it.
Should would be appropriate. However, I don't think we're going to. I had my choice of colors in this. I bought the pink on purpose, so because I figured I'm mistaken for somebody else.
That is true. That is very true.
$9.99 on Amazon. Actually, I think it's $9.99 over $12.99.
Oh, they can't hear us.
You can hear what?
No, they said they could hear us on the show.
Oh, good.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah. Must have seen things.
But I still have the area mic on.
That's probably why.
I'm trying to make sense of all this.
So they're saying cashless approach.
I have some music playing on this. Okay.
This is Christmas.
New.
Yeah, it's new. It's new to me.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, that's one thing we can talk about. Jefferson is going to start integrating the fourth line.
Oh,
For Jeff because the Jefferson pilot app is quite horrible.
Yeah, Mike talked about it on his leadership.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that one I'm controlling over this.
okay. I just keep what you want to test this.
Not yet.
The white one is this one. This requires faith.
And that coffee.
Right. It's driving at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I got that for 4.5.
Yeah. And I slept in. I picked it up at 7.
Oh. Live with the dream.
What time did you go to bed?
7:30 last night.
Yeah, I was better like 30.
I'm just planning on doing most of this week.
This is what normally I don't drink a lot of caffeine. I will be this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to pick up on some soon.
That is very cool looking.
This
Yeah.
$9.99 on Amazon. At least it was. It's not up to. It's gone up to like $50.
Ah,
But I got it because Steve got one and said it worked pretty well. And I figured, okay, for $10, I'll take a chance. Just a cheap Chinese microphone. It's a no name. It's a BM 8000. If it stands for bomb movement. Excel van, registered trademark.
It's funny with that windscreen.
Well, it looks the same on both sides. I only put the windscreen on because that way, that's the side I'm talking because it's only on one side.
Oh my God. Wow.
This is the ATR 2100, and I'm talking into it, and I don't see anything. I see a little meter going. I don't forget anything.
Hello. Testing. Nope. I think I'm picking that one.
Check 1, 2. Check. Check 1, 2. No, I'm pretty sure I'm on the right side. You getting it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't see anything, but you're hearing it, so that's good, I guess.
Yep.
Is it low input or output from it?
Yeah, hang on. I haven't turned on the fan and power yet.
Well, that might have something to do with it. Check 1. I'll just kind of keep
There we go.
amping until ready. I used to be much better at this, but that was quite a few years ago.
Okay. Now talk.
Okay, now I'm talking. Is that better, I hope? Or is that this one here? This one here? It's a cheap mic. It might not even be working. I'm not even sure that the XLR is plugged in, but it didn't click lock. So
Yeah.
it could be a bad cable too. But I'm not sure.
Let's see.
1, 2, 1. Check. Check. Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, the whole time I was picking up his.
Oh, yeah, it could be I have a bad cable, or it could be.
Okay, hang on. Let me turn the fan and power off that one. So which one?
This one needs fan
White
and power.
one's 4. And I get.
That's Ricky calling me. It's Laura Nero singing. You know what? Let me do just to check it. Let me unplug this mic and plug it into the one.
Hang on.
Okay.
Before you do that.
All right. Check 1. Oh, I think that's working now. Maybe.
Yep.
Okay. Good. All right.
Okay, now Stephen is on 3. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Talk again, Steve.
Hello. Check 1. How's this going? I'm just talking like this. Bad level, low level.
Getting level,
Okay.
not very high level comparatively.
That's weird because it's the same mic as yours in theory.
Yeah.
You can check the connection.
Hello. Test. Yeah. Hello. Very faint.
I'm gonna switch it off and pop the connection and pop it back in. Okay. Should be locked in. Switched on. Is that any better?
Not hearing anything at all.
2.
There we go. Yeah, it's still picking up the other mic. For some reason. Hang on. That's
Okay, is that any better now?
wow. Hang
Okay.
on. It's overmodulating. Hang on. I see the problem.
Oftentimes these things can
No, you're. Hang on. You're way too loud. Okay. Talk again.
Okay, I'd be happy to talk again.
There you go.
It's always so much easier with a physical Mackie mixer.
Yeah.
Because you don't, you can see what's going on. It's all right.
Can we turn this one back on?
So, okay, I'm just talking into it, and we're getting a level now. So
And Stephen.
yes.
All right. There we go.
And Mr. Pink is working too?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to use 2 microphones?
No, I'm going to hand one to somebody else. So.
Hand one to him. Is it going to reach?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any more XLR cables?
I have one short one.
Okay, that would be perfect. That would be for me.
Okay.
That is short.
You know, you'd think this would be nice and easy. But it's not. It's easy.
Now, just to point out, Eric, because you work for the business, that is the microphone. That's Heil
PR40.
PR40. It's the equivalent of those incredible electro voice mics that you used to pay thousands of dollars for. But Heil makes that, and I think it runs about what, $400 or $500, something like that.
It's $325.
Okay, but it's equivalent to those fabulous electro voice studio mics.
That's pretty cheap for
Yeah, it is.
a pro
Yeah,
studio
it really
dynamic.
is. Very inexpensive.
Makes you feel any better. My number 2 radio had the voltage board go out. It was $350 just to replace the voltage board. The board was only $5.50.
And so I've got the $10 Chinese microphone.
Yeah, but with amazingly good sound. How does that sound?
Yeah, pretty good.
But it looks like an air horn. I expect to squeeze this
Or it
going.
looks like an egg beater or something. Okay, so now I think, can you all hear us? You know what? I may do one more thing.
How can people find this live podcast if they are looking for it? So I can tell them? Do they go to airlinepilotguy.com and click on live?
No. I don't have it on there live. I can put it on there, but it's going to take some more time for me to do that. But I probably should. Hang on, let me work this one problem first.
Okay.
I'm doing a live podcast. I'll send
Hello,
you what
hello.
to go to in a minute.
Why is it doing that? Okay. Hello. Can you hear us? The APG podcast keeps me sane at work. Hey, Rube D. Okay, only hear you through the laptop. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, we're trying to work all these microphones and the mixer and everything else. So let us know if you can hear us now.
Doing
Yes,
a
you
live
hear through the mic.
podcast. There you go.
Okay, now let me put this mixer control down and update the. Let's see here. So you guys can talk if you want.
Oh, we can talk?
Yeah, we can talk now.
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk. You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker. What do you say?
Man.
Where do I get it from? Now, Eric, you know where that's from. Where's that from?
And I'm not, I mean, it's a show, and I can't remember
The Music Man.
the Music Man.
It's the opening sequence of The Music Man on the train when Professor Harold Hill is running away from the town that he was running away from, and he got on the train to run away.
Run away!
What exactly was he running away from?
Being caught.
His last scam.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to wait for the laptop to connect via the internet. Here we go.
There were bells on a hill.
Now, what famous musical group did a version of that on a rock and roll album, and who sang it?
The Beatles, Paul McCartney.
And the song's name was?
Till There Was You.
Very good.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Music trivia, we're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go to airlinepilotguy.com.
/live.
/live.
Make that airlinepilotguy.com/live. Click on that link, and it will take you to the live podcast that we are doing now.
Hang on, don't send it yet. Okay. Let me see if it worked. And once you get to the live, then you have to click on the TV.
Then you have to click on the TV, and it will take you right there.
Yay.
Then you have to click on the TV, and it will take you right there.
Okay. I think we actually have figured this out. Took
All
us a
right,
long
I'm glad
time.
we got that going. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm about to say the
All
same
right,
thing.
good
It's bedtime now.
Bye.
That's really funny.
Now, is this? I'm trying to think. I think it may be. Is this the latest podcast we've ever done Eastern Time?
No, we've
10:30 p.m.
This is
Eastern
pretty
time?
late. This is pretty
okay.
late.
Maybe I don't know.
Now, certainly, what's great about that is that it is the earliest podcast he's ever done Zulu.
Yes,
Because
I think so.
Zulu, it is now, I believe, 2:30 a.m. and UK time is 3:30 a.m. So, Barbara, if you're on your way to Heathrow, have a safe trip. She told
There
me
you
in the
go.
email she was leaving at 3:15.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. Where is the window with the chat? I can't find
Did you
it.
get it? Question mark. Yes, I'm voice dictating.
Okay. Hey, Ian Griffin. We are so far having fun at WAP Wings over Pittsburgh, and we're in the lobby of the courtyard right across the street from the 911th Airlift Wing. Oh, Carlos is in the TriStar van on the way to Heathrow. Yay! Let's
That
see.
must mean he's also in the TriStar van with Matt, who's driving it on the way to Heathrow.
Ah.
And if Matt's driving it, that means that Matt has not panicked and done anything, to hurt himself.
Yeah, the people aboard the crew on board your airplane will take care of that.
When they depart the van and enter an airliner, they will be in a safer place.
Yes, that's true.
Especially because they're driving on the wrong side of the road right now.
10 and 2.
Why
in a
do they
wheel.
keep doing that?
Okay, so can you hear all of us, all the microphones? So we're going to start with Eric.
Hello, my name is Eric, and I'm testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, and now Stephen Ivy.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, and now Micah.
Hello, check 1, 2. And for those of you who don't know, Eric is my Kreplach brother.
And I'm just Captain Jeff. So here we are. And we decided to completely rearrange the furniture here in the lobby and make it our Merv Griffin set.
John Sebastian, the pre-buy guy. You can hear us. I'm very glad.
Yep.
Oh, and there's Guru. Guru's there. Chris, how are you? Sorry
Yeah.
I missed the show.
Yeah, he was telling us that that before he could only hear the computer mic, but that was because we were switching from one mic using USB to 4 mics using this Behringer digital mixer. Now, Guru, you'd probably really appreciate this. This is the way I'm controlling the mixer via wireless, and this happens to be a Surface, but I could use an iPad or Android tablet or any kind of machine, actually. Well, not any kind of machine, any kind of...
Hey, Matthew BF down there in Melbourne, Australia.
So I can even mute. Go ahead and talk.
Oh, I'm talking right now.
Not anymore.
Chris just said he's surprised it works with Microsoft Surface.
Yeah, me too, actually.
And thank you, Zeb, but the only actual crew member that's here is Captain Jeff. We're just sort of associate crew.
Yeah, we're all crew.
Someone's got to keep an eye on them.
Yes, that's true.
And actually, I didn't
Where's
see
my
any
beer?
crew in the river. I saw a kayak as I was driving down today.
Ah, very
Okay, You
clever.
want me to hold the mixer while you reach for your beer?
No, that's okay. I got it. Not that I don't trust you. So
Von
now that we got this
Virgo,
whole thing
whoever-
set up, we really have nothing to talk
Yeah, I
about.
know. No, Von Virgo, who lives in Pittsburgh, it's his birthday tomorrow, and he wants to know if we're doing any meetups tomorrow.
Okay,
And
tomorrow.
we got a lot of
I
people
was about to ask
flying
the
in.
same thing. What are we doing tomorrow?
I don't know. What are we doing tomorrow?
Well, we talked about maybe going to the Strip, and Captain Al, that's not a club. of
So
any
I
sort.
don't need to get a bunch of ones?
No,
No. Okay.
because they only take 5s now.
Oh,
Um,
well, I'll pass that.
Yeah, what I try to do is silver dollars because everything, But anyway,
Okay.
They don't have the
Oh.
fancy credit card slots like they do in Amsterdam.
I'm gonna let that go.
We're not going to go there.
Not gonna talk about that. But we're talking about maybe going to the Strip, but we want to be back here to make sure that we can meet up with our friends who are flying in. We had already talked about this once, but for those of you just tuning in right now, Matt gets in at about 1:30. Carlos gets in at about 2:30. And Carlos, the Wi-Fi is actually pretty good, and you can get enhanced Wi-Fi for $5 a day, which I did. And it seems to be pretty fast so far. In fact, while we're doing this, I'll run a test, although it's slow right now. It's 10:30 at night here. But I'll give you a speed test on the Wi-Fi. How's that for you?
Yeah, I did a speed test a few weeks ago, and it's not great, but we'll do the best
Were
we
you
can.
on the enhanced Wi-Fi at the time? Or the free
I was on the enhanced,
Okay.
and it was only like 5 up and 5 down.
Yeah.
So somebody was asking, what is that you're on, Jeff? I'm on, it's, what is it, Sierra Nevada
Torpedo.
Torpedo.
IPA.
That's what I'm on. Oh, you mean what am I sitting on? I'm sitting on a chair,
A chair, an orange chair.
an orange chair, and what else? What else? What other meaning could that be?
I'm on a
Not
natural
sure.
high.
A natural
being with
high.
Some a brand new friend, Steve, we just met today,
I know, yeah.
and an old friend who Eric and I have been buddies for 30 years. This is our first road trip together, and another old friend that isn't quite as old, but it feels like we've known each other for a long time, Captain Jeff. And
I am
Carlos
old.
asked, I'm getting 14.61 down and 14.69 up
For the Wi-Fi?
for the Wi-Fi right now.
That's the best live streaming.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Now, what's going to happen tomorrow is that everybody in the room is going to be like on the Wi-Fi, and
Sucking
we're
it
not going to have any signal.
Although with any luck, 7 o'clock on a Saturday night, people will still be out drinking, so it won't be so bad.
Okay, it's beer o'clock. Yes, Carlos.
And also, Carlos, as you know, I have the SIM card and the phone on T-Mobile for Matt when you get here. Yes, we're all at the same hotel, Carlos.
Yeah, we're at the Courtyard by Marriott. The Courtyard by Marriott.
Should we warn everybody about the location of the elevator in the rooms if they're staying here? Because it's quite a hike from where the elevator is at to the rooms.
Not my problem.
Okay.
And Don, yes, I did. Eric and I listened to Carlos on the Airplane Geeks, and he sounded really, really good. I wish he sounded that good on PTUK because, it could really,
man.
it could use it as someone as good as him on it.
I'm thinking they're really sinking to low heights or low levels
Yeah, I know.
to
The
have
Airplane Geeks
Carlos
couldn't get anybody
on the
but
airplane.
Carlos on
What?
there,
Nobody else was available?
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, Brian's flying in. He gets in at 1:30 Saturday morning. We'll ask him when he gets in. He books that show.
Just
You
kidding.
said 1:30
Carlos.
Saturday morning?
Friday night. No, I'm sorry. 1:30 Friday morning. Thursday night, Friday morning.
Oh.
Brian gets in.
That must be a United flight.
It is United flight from LA, and that's what he had to book based on work. But he wanted to be here.
It's a direct flight from Los Angeles to here?
I believe so. No,
Yeah, we
we might
do-
be changing planes in Chicago. I'm not sure. Doesn't get into 1:30 in the
There
morning.
may be some nonstops from LA.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I hope we didn't get Fight Club class instead of economy.
What airline did you say?
United?
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you see the Southwest recent fisticuffs?
Oh, I did not. I heard about it.
On the
Yeah,
plane.
yeah.
Von Virgo won where in Pa? Pitt?
Yes, he said he was in. He said he was in Pittsburgh. Rebecca. Corey is in Coropolis.
Von Virgo, what's your real name? This sounds weird to call you Von Virgo.
Yeah.
Von? What email address? What are you trying to send an email to somebody, Matt? If you're asking what I'm drinking, I'm drinking an IPA made by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, and it's called Torpedo Extra IPA, I believe.
Have you had the tropical Torpedo IPA yet?
I have not.
It's good. It's a well balance between the fruit and hops. So
Just back off a little bit. You're popping. I know, because you can't hear. I'm the only one that can hear us. You're good? No, actually say something.
Mr. Griffin, Ian, you asked me what kind of planes the other three fly. Well, Stephen flies a beautiful Mooney, and we saw him land today. Eric and I fly whatever airline will take us.
And Matt, if you're trying to send me something via email, just send it to airlinepilotguy@gmail.com or jeff@airlinepilotguy.com or feedback@airlinepilotguy.com. Or
Is that are you talking about a piece of feedback for the show?
If it's feedback at Airline Pilot Guide. You know, we never mentioned that on the show. Sent you something from Ray and
Hey, we have
Oh, Carlos got upgraded. That's great.
both me and Adrian. Both Adrian and I. Come on, Carlos. I thought you English people knew how to speak.
He sounds like the kind of guy that would be a guest on the Airplane Geeks, you know?
Yeah. Both Adrian and I are sitting together in premium on Air Canada. Congratulations.
Can we talk about the crew members that came in with the huge bags over there? I'm
Yeah,
curious
let's do
as to
that.
who they fly for. Because if it's
Interesting
who I think they are,
uniforms.
it's Air Georgia. That's an Air Canada Express carrier.
Oh,
I have
Matthew,
to
then
say,
send
that is
that to
quite-
feedback at airplanegeeks.com. I'm sorry,
Wow,
feedback
that
at
is a
airlinepilotguide.com.
That's a overseas bag.
is that one of the pilot bags?
If it is, you can tie a body in there.
I think maybe it's his girlfriend. Just saying. I don't know. I mean, am I allowed to say that? No.
I've just never seen anybody but an international crew with bags that big. That's quite impressive.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.
Matt, I would say that if it's for Saturday night show, I would label it live podcast Saturday so that Jeff knows to really look at it right away.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Highlight. So, Ruben, where are you? I'm assuming your name is Ruben. Rubdi. So you are here. Publix down here. Where? Florida? Yeah. Highlight. I can get Highlight at a couple different places in Atlanta now.
I've seen it at Kroger now.
At Kroger?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've got a super one down in Carrollton. I've
Really?
seen it there a couple of times.
I've not seen it at. I've seen it at Whole Foods and Total Wine.
And I'm drinking
Lakeland.
Cape
yes.
Cod Diet Cranberry made by Polar in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's filled with antioxidants.
That's good.
Acme Coffee.
Acme Coffee. Okay. I think you can use the brand. It's okay.
I don't want to admit to it, but it's what they had here.
Yeah. So that egg beater that you're holding there, where'd you get that thing?
Low man on the totem pole.
Well, actually, maybe you know, it kind of reminds me of like a ice cream scoop thing.
That actually
Where's the
sounds-
ice cream?
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Ice
thing.
cream?
Where's the ice
Ice
cream
cream?
at? Hey, don't they have it in that freezer over there?
Oh, don't worry, Carlos.
Oh.
Plenty of beer. We know where to get it. What's the name of the place? Beers R Us?
No,
yeah,
it was
beers for less.
Beers for
Beers
Less.
Less.
I know where it is. We can stop there on the way back from the airport.
Next to Giant
absolutely.
Eagle.
Next to Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
And that is
Here's a
big
warehouse
bird.
filled with beer. In Pennsylvania, apparently,
It's
you can
really
only
kind
buy
of-
beer at special stores.
I
and
wouldn't
it's a
go
really
with
kinda strange
filled
place.
with beer. It was like going into a after Black Friday sale and everyone done take everything off the shelf and just had the leftovers.
It was like a warehouse.
They,
with
they
pallets
call
of
them beer distributors, but it's just that's how they sell beer in Pennsylvania. Is in the place we were at, and it's funny because I had forgotten until we were driving up to it. I go, oh yeah, and it's just like a warehouse with pallets of cases of beer, and they did have some 6-packs, which is a change because in the past, if you wanted to buy a 6-pack, you had to buy it at a bar.
You know what the difference is probably now with all the craft brews that are available and the cost is quite a
Yeah.
bit higher, so they had to probably break them down into
Yep.
smaller
And then they had
quantities.
that case of Stone too. That was
Oh yeah,
huge. Ruination.
Ruination,
Yeah.
which is a very high gravity, high alcohol beer, and get this, the case. So what would that be? 24 bottles,
bottles.
$65.
But they also had free beer.
They did, yeah.
They did.
Genesee
Micah.
free beer.
Mail and Genesee beer from Genesee, New York.
They couldn't sell it, so they were giving it away.
What did they
Oh.
say? There's only two kinds of beers, cold and free.
That's right. And there's no such thing as a bad beer, just better and great.
Many college degrees in upstate New York have been earned on Jenny Cream.
And what time is it now, Carlos? About 3:48?
Yikes. Heathrow 4:48 arrival. Wow. MBF, did you just call Matt? He's driving. Dun, dun, dun. So we're all staring at the computer, looking
Yeah,
at the
we're all
live
reading
chat,
the screen.
waiting for somebody to say something. Do you have any questions
I
for
do
us?
really like one of those crew members. From this angle.
Which one, the captain or the first officer? I like the. Oh yeah, I like the bun.
I mean, there was the captain's mustache. He had a very nice mustache.
Did he?
Yeah, very French.
Ooh la la. Oh. So you like my mustache?
You know, it's funny how some noises have potentially sounds that, you think of a country just from a certain noise.
Oh.
And that immediately makes you think of somebody I don't want to go into.
Okay, you're green, so you're number 2. I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
What Jeff is talking about are the colors of the cords. The XLR cord I have is green, and then I had a white one.
So I have it set up for Jeff, Steph, Nick, Dana, but it doesn't correspond to anything.
Which role am I playing tonight?
I think you're playing Dr. Steph,
Son of a gun.
and I believe
Excuse
that
me, I need to go for a run.
Yeah, Stephen is playing Nick,
I would try to do an accent, but it would just sound awful.
and in the role of Dana is Eric.
You're talking about rain here, Hillel.
Hey, hello. Just to comment on the weather, when I was coming in, the bases of the clouds are already down to about 5,500. And it was deteriorating pretty bad already. I know I was coming across West Virginia, and where the front was at, and it was already building up. So as far as Friday, I actually think it might clear up to probably some decent IFR weather if you wanted to try it, but it's really just whatever comes of it. But I would recommend the Hillel going over to I can't say the name of that airport to save my life. Allegheny.
Allegheny?
Yeah, Allegheny County. The gas is $4.15 a gallon versus $7.30 here at Pittsburgh. The tops today were right at 95, but it was broken and scattered on my way up here. So, but I maintained about 9,500 on my way up.
And right now here, at least in AccuWeather, which you probably already have, is saying Friday is supposed to be just mostly cloudy and 55 and no rain. And although it's going to be raining Thursday night, but Friday is 55 degrees and mostly cloudy. We're supposed to get a soaking rain Saturday night at this point.
Okay, but what about the ceilings?
They're kind of an off-white.
Okay, but the ceiling is higher over here. So if you go a little bit further to the west,
Yeah.
the ceilings are higher. And then further to the east, the ceilings are lower. How you doing?
Good evening.
People are walking by, and they're looking at us sitting in these chairs with holding microphones, and they're wondering what.
Jaro, Miami, who? I'm not sure exactly who you're referring to.
Who was asking? Oh, Miami Rick was still active. Well,
As far as we know, he still goes to the gym every day. That's pretty active.
I see his. And he's active on Twitter. And
Hillel, you're IFR, aren't you?
minimums, yeah. I'll have to look that up.
Also,
Okay,
hello. I've just pulled up the forecast on ForeFlight. All day tomorrow, it's IFR to low IFR, and then Friday morning they're calling for low IFR till about 11 a.m. That's a ceiling of 300 feet, and then from 11 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. regular IFR 700 feet, and then back down to low IFR for the evening. Just from my experience, I've shot low IFR before. It's not something you want to do in a general aviation airplane.
Don, you were talking about Boeing, talking about Bombardier, dumping airplanes here in the U.S. And to me, that's the pot calling the kettle black, really, when it comes right down to it in terms of trying to lower prices. And our screen just went blank. We should be